to the second episode of Charlie Crockett's anime review. Today we'll be talking about Fairy Tail,
And Dragon Ball Z.
and also we'll be going back to the past on some of the old Pokemon games, back on the Game Boys, and all the old stuff that we used to play back in the 90s and 80s. So first off is going to be Fairy Tail, which I have completely adored for ever since I started watching it back at the start of this year, and I'm actually up to date with it and all. Fairy Tail is an anime about mages. All across the Kingdom of Fiori are guilds which mages can hone their abilities and become better mages. In these ones is the Fairy Tail Guild, which is the best guild in all of Fiori. It's in the town of Magnolia, and there you will meet some very nice mages and also very destructive mages and idiotic ones. For instance, Natsu Dragneel, Fire Dragon Slayer. He's the salamander of the Fairy Tail Guild, and he sometimes goes over the top. He'd have to do just one job of clearing out some people out of town would end up destroying half the town. I know, it was funny, but it's brilliant. If you haven't started watching it, if you have not watched it at all, I recommend watching it. Recently in the new episodes, the dragons have reappeared, and it is just getting better and better as it continues. I say in all there are around probably 10 arcs, which are stories.
Wow.
And they're all amazing. And well, what more can I say?
Maybe you talk about the main character a little bit.
Not the main characters: Natsu Dragneel, Lucy Heartfilia, Grey Fullbuster, Erza Scarlet, and Happy, which is a cat, a flying talking cat. He's also blue.
I haven't seen any of these episodes myself. I've seen probably like 2 or 3 subbed ones that he's had on TVs around the place, but that's about it. Still looks brilliant though. I'd like to try it, so watching it sometime.
First we're going to talk about Natsu Dragneel. As I mentioned before, he's a Fire Dragon Slayer. He's a first generation Dragon Slayer. Now what first generation means, he was taught by a dragon. Okay, he learned from his father, which he claims that is his father, Igneel, a dragon. Natsu is an over-the-top hothead that's always looking for a fight, but he cares about his comrades so much and loves them. He will do anything to save them, and also Lucy. Anyone that says otherwise of why Natsu and Lucy shouldn't be together should get a pounding by me. Warn yes. But his best friend is Happy, which helps him get around. Natsu is a Dragon Slayer, and nearly all Dragon Slayers get motion sickness. Don't know why yet, but they do. But for some reason, whenever Happy is carrying him and flying him around, he never gets motion sickness. And he claims in the third episode, I think, that Happy is not a mode of transportation, which is what. So maybe that's why he doesn't get motion sick. So all Dragon Slayers get motion sickness. Now, next main character of Fairy Tail is Lucy Heartfilia. A celestial spirit mage. Celestial wizard mage, sorry. She has keys that can open into the celestial spirit world, and she can call upon them whenever she wants. Though because she's only starting out, her magic is limited, so she can really only call upon one spirit at a time. In this great world of celestial spirit magic, there are the 12 zodiac keys. What am I doing? 3, 4, 12. And it goes along with the zodiacs. Each of them have their own unique ability, and she has, I think at the start she has 3 of them. Lucy Heartfilia is I think a 16-year-old girl in it at the start, blonde, and she basically is herself. She doesn't like listening to her parents. That's why she's ran away from home, and she can be useful when she with her keys. So don't try and compare her to anyone that's not useful. She her and Natsu become great friends at the very start, and they just are be together from then on. Not in a relationship, but you never know. Something could happen. Fingers crossed.
Indeed.
She's a very happy person. She's always going around with a smile basically on her face. And, well, that's as much as I can say about her, really. You'd have to watch it yourself to find out the rest. Next person is Grey Fullbuster. Grey is a member of the Fairy Tail Guild as well as Natsu. He uses moulding magic, which is able to replicate something. And his moulding magic is ice make magic. He can replicate anything to the slightest detail. And so, yeah, he's an ice wizard. And obviously, in anime, they obviously think that Natsu is a dragon slayer. It's a fire dragon slayer. Grey isn't a dragon slayer, but the original plan was that Grey was going to be an ice dragon slayer, but they scrapped that idea. I think that was actually a smart thing, because it would have been an obvious thing. 2 dragon slayers and a mage, and they always fight. Grey and Natsu always fight.
Well, I think we should let them have a go of actually watching the anime.
Good point. I'm gonna just end up. Grey's story is amazing, and he also has a stripping habit, which you'll find out about. It's very cool though.
So that's Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail, must watch. Watch it instantly now. Well, when you're done watching this, please, because we need the reviews.
Does that mean I have to watch it too?
Yes, you have to watch it, Simon.
Well, in that case, you have to watch Dragon Ball Z.
Great.
Dragon Ball Z is the next anime that we have for review. There's actually 3 different series. There's Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball was the original one that was started out with by Akira Toriyama. It begins where Goku is a child and he lives with his grandpa Gohan. The story continues on as he's growing up with the World Martial Arts competitions and the Red Ribbon Army. Not going to say much, you're going to have to watch it. Dragon Ball is good, but it's not as good as Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z I would advise watching first. It starts off back when Goku's an adult, and basically the storyline from there is he faces the strongest, most powerful enemies. The first saga is obviously known as the Saiyan Saga, which most of you will probably know what it is. But for those who don't, there's the Saiyan Saga, you have the Android Saga, the Cell Saga, Frieza Saga, and you have, who's the last guy? Buu Saga. A lot of planning has gone into that show. I swear to God, it's one of the best shows I've ever seen. My top number 1. It's my favorite. Dragon Ball GT was the series created by one of Akira Toriyama's students. It's not a part of the actual timeline or storyline of Dragon Ball Z because it is Akira Toriyama's student. But in the same way, it carries the power and the respect of the characters that it goes along with. And I would advise giving it a watch. Even though it is only 64 or so episodes long, and Dragon Ball Z is like 320 plus movies.
God.
Totally worth the watch, by the way.
I'm in for a hard time.
So yeah, you should totally check out Dragon Ball Z and Fairy Tail, which I have to do.
Yes.
But you'll like both of them. You'll learn to respect them and like them very much. And I mean, if you don't like them, that's your own personal choice. So I'm not going to tell you have to like them. Do it.
One thing I'm gonna say though, don't tell him to go and watch when he's older first. What was that called?
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Start off when he's younger.
Yeah, but the story.
You want people to watch Dragon Ball for the whole thing so that they can get an understanding of everything.
Right, well...
You throw them in the middle of something, it's just like, the fuck is this? The fuck is that? The fuck are you?
Well, that's
Why
fair
are you
enough.
beating the shit out of this poor boy?
That's true, but I mean, if you watch Dragon Ball, I mean, some of the episodes are fillers, and it just bores you. But if you were to watch... There is a movie that explains the entire Dragon Ball series in like less than an hour and a half. I do advise watching that if you don't want to watch the entire 100 or 200 episode series of Dragon Ball. But
The worst advertising ever.
Hey.
Watch the movie. Don't watch the anime series. Watch the movie.
The movie is basically the entire anime just squished into an hour and a half.
I hope
And the ending is amazing.
I hope the creator finds you and beats you.
Akira Toriyama loves me.
Bitch, please. Fillers.
I have great respect for that man. Simple as.
Filler episodes. People mightn't like them, but I, for one, like them for this reason, is that they give an insight to the past. You don't say...
But some filler episodes don't have anything to do with the past. They're just fillers for it to be fillers. Like Bleach has way too many fillers.
You mean the episodes that just have nothing to do with storyline. It's on the same day, it's the day after, and it just does its normal thing.
Yeah.
They're good, because it calms you down and then moves on, it gives you time for the next arc to start.
Fair enough, but like I'd rather still just continue on with the arcs instead of being wasted time on this missing story.
But them episodes are usually some of the funniest stuff.
Sometimes, yeah, but not all the time. I mean, in Dragon Ball, it wasn't really that funny. It was more of a kind of serious. When Dragon Ball Z came out, it was meant to be... No, sorry. Dragon Ball was meant to be the funny one. Which it is. It's funny, but it's not as funny. In Dragon Ball Z, there are hilarious moments in it, but it sustains the fact that it is action-based, and it will keep you on your toes with the amazing entertainment it will give you.
So there you have it. Two people's opinions on filler episodes. I like them. He thinks they're pointless. Like him, he's pointless.
Hey. Who's the one with Superman shirt?
That S stands for your name, not Superman. Simon. Who's the guy wearing the Jackass t-shirt? Come on.
It's because you are a jackass.
Thank you.
Right, so please leave your opinions and comments and any details you have in the comment section below. We'll have a link to our Facebook account and our new Snapchat account as well. So we'll be sending you Snapchats and that of video and pictures of what we'll be doing, what we have done, what we're planning on doing, and, well, while we're videoing it as well, just for the crack.
First story has been put up today, making up the second episode.
Look, we got loads of views the other day. I'm pretty sure that everyone liked them. A lot of likes, a lot of comments. Some helped, you know. That's why we changed the screen to blue. Hopefully we can, throw some anime in behind us while we're talking about it. I think the last thing on the list is the video games. And
we're going to be having a blast in the past, as I mentioned earlier, into Pokemon. Yes!
Comment on the status below or on our Facebook page, or you can give us a Snapchat with your favourite Pokemon. What you thought was your favourite Pokemon game. For me, I thought it would have been Yellow and Red. The originals. I mean, Pokemon when the bulky Game Boy came out. And that was probably my favourite one. I have, Fire Red on my mobile, so yeah.
Yeah, he's cheating the system. Puts it onto his mobile. Come on, man.
Hey.
I'm not going to complain because I'm going to end up doing it myself just to go back and play them old games. I remember I played them when I was young, always had fun. But I remember I got this game for me Game Boy. It had 52 games on this one card. I absolutely loved it. My brother went and traded it for Pokemon Silver. At the time, I was going ballistic.
You should have slapped him.
Oh, I did. But then I said, you know what? I like Pokemon Silver now. I'll continue playing it. It was amazing. And all the other Pokemon games was amazing.
So have you played all the Pokemon games up to date?
No, I haven't played them all up to date. I was only into Pokemon back then because every morning when I woke up 6 o'clock in the morning just to annoy my parents, they turned on the TV and Pokemon was on, so me and my brother always watched it. I kind of got out of it as I grew up, kind of kept sleeping in longer. I needed my sleep.
Sleep is always good. But, I mean, that's no way to disrespect Pokemon, my friend.
I'm so sorry, oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna pull 50 million all-nighters just to watch the complete Pokemon series and also play the games.
It's gonna take longer.
Yes, he's gonna kill me now. I'm gonna die. This is like a comeback. Next few episodes after, I did it.
Yeah, pretty much. So we hope you like this episode. Comment below what you think, what could make it better, maybe some reviews you want us to do. We'll watch an anime or two if you want us to watch it and then give a review on it, or even try advertising maybe some of your animes or whatever you want us to do. Also add us on Snapchat. It's Charlie Croc with a capital C at the start?
Charlie Croc with a capital C.
We'll put it in the bottom just so you know it.
And just for them people that are thinking, it's Charlie with an I at the end, not an EY. Sorry, Charlie Rutledge, we had to do it.
Oh, I'm gonna post this to him now directly.
Well, it's another thing that if you have any animes that you're starting and that you want us to have just a quick recap of the episode, let us know also, because at the moment I'm watching a few new animes. Sword Art Online Season 2, Akami Got Killed, amazing, must watch. If you are watching that as well and want, if you are only had an episode done and you want me to do a review, because I keep up to date with him, he can't read subbed. Not yet anyway, we'll get him into it.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
I can read slow subbed, but when it comes to something like One Piece, extreme talking, and no hope. Yeah.
Leave your comment in the box below, or on our Facebook, or on Snapchat. I'll always be checking, and see you'll be checking on Facebook. Let us know. So that's the end of our anime review. Thank you for listening and watching.
So give us a like on Facebook, at our Snapchat, and let us know what you think. Give out to us if you want.
For it, come on. I'll fight you for a sandwich.
I'll throw him to your side of the planet.
I'm ready. Make it Japan. I really want to go there.
Yeah, that they're not going to say it now. They don't want you there.
Come on.
Okay, thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. Sayonara.